Hey everyone, Phi Farley here, July 15th. We have got a daily best bet coming to you. 1 second off another winner. Thank you, Angels, coming from behind to win that one yesterday. Another winner, that's 4 in a row. Overall, 9 of the last 10 daily best bets are winners. So really happy how things are going right now. Another winning day overall. 2-1 yesterday, so happy with that. And looking for another win today. Today's a little bit more challenging with a small slate, travel day in baseball, but I think we got a game we can go to get another winner. And we'll keep this thing rolling. Remember, all of their plays over on patreon.com/Phi Farley. And don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, been doing this for a while. Been personally sports betting for about 20 years. Here on YouTube started at the beginning of last baseball season, so just over a year of documented picks here on YouTube. So appreciate you joining in. Check it out. Don't forget to subscribe, and then head on over to patreon.com/Phi Farley and check that out. All right, so let's talk about what we got today. Really tricky lines and really kind of interesting what we have out there. You got to be mindful on what you're tuning into today. I was tempted and still may have a play on the Cincinnati and Chicago game. Kyle Hendricks, phenomenal at home. But Castillo's done a great job this season and against the Cubs has done well. Trent Thornton has just had a hard time with the Red Sox. They've been a thorn in his Thornton side. And so it's going to be difficult to get a read on that one, even though he has been playing decently. Here's another one that's interesting is Chicago White Sox. There's been some sharp money over on Kansas City, oddly so, over on Junis. Meanwhile, Giolito, there's a whole lot to like. He did get shelled his last outing. I don't know why. Not a very big line over on the Chicago side, other than Chicago has been doing very poorly, just getting swept by the Athletics, and now they got to go into Kansas City, who's no wrecking ball but still, going against Junis, you think would be a good spot for the White Sox to get a win behind the pitching of Giolito. I'll be curious to see if the White Sox offense steps up in this spot to get them some runs and get them a win when they know a quality pitcher is going to be on the mound versus other pitchers. They may not quite have the motivation, especially when you're 42-47 and you're 17-27 on the road. Losing becomes quite routine. All right, so when it comes to a daily best bet here, we're going to go to the Rockies hosting the Giants. Currently, we have a 16-1 ball game. It was just 16-0. Now it's 16-1. I think the Giants are going to run away with this one quite handily. No shocker there. Already with 17 hits. It was a one-hit shutout until just a minute ago. It looks like a solo home run for the Rockies. But really, this is completely one-sided. One thing I love about this, we have a dynamic in which the Rockies are favored in both of these doubleheader games. However, Giants are going to take the first one. We're going to see a massive pendulum swing over to the Rockies in the second game. I think it's less about the pitching and more about the offense of the two teams when it comes to the second game here. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the pitchers. We have Rodriguez and Gonzalez. And one thing I will say about Rodriguez is last year pitched at Coors Field twice. One game he started, and he's done a fair job there. He did have 5 runs total, but only 2 were earned. So it's kind of hard to really key on the, I believe it was a 2-something ERA. I'll have that pulled up in a second, but really hard to give him credit for the 2 ERA. Probably an error there, which then allowed a couple more hits, which then allowed a couple more runs, so they were unearned. It's a 1.93 ERA for Rodriguez in Coors Field, which is very respectable. However, that might be a little misleading. We actually had 5 runs, not 2 given up overall, 2 earned, 5 total, 275 batting average by the Rockies team last year. He's yet to pitch in Coors Field this season. It's hard to say. Chichi Gonzalez, there, when I separate it, much easier, has done a pretty good job so far against the Giants. No home runs given up in 25 at-bats, 240 batting average to these guys. But again, it's going to be more about the offense. The Rockies may get a couple here at the end of this game. Look for the Giants to start packing it in on offense. This game should be over. You never know in Coors Field that 15-run deficit's like a 4-run deficit for most other teams and other stadiums, but in Colorado, you just don't know how it's going to end. But what I'm suspecting is that the Giants end up winning this one quite handily. However, the Rockies offense starts to pick up. And then in the second game, it's going to be all Rockies offense and no Giants. Therefore, I'm going to take a run line play on the Rockies for them to get the big win in the second game that they should have got in the first game. And so I'll take the run line Rockies at plus 130 at home. So there you go, daily best bet. Rockies, let's get 5 straight here and keep this thing going along. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Check out Phi Farley, patreon.com/Phi Farley. Follow me on Twitter at Phi Farley, and don't forget to subscribe here. All right, good luck everyone today. We'll see you again soon.